I also wanted to give a review of Hazbin Hotel seasons one and season two, and they kind of bleed together for me, and I don't really want to treat them as separate. I'm just going to review the show, but essentially, for starters, I've seen various complaints about Vivzy Pop in the past in regards to their transphobia and their exploitation of queer characters. Despite being queer themselves, people act like it isn't possible for someone who's queer to exploit other queer people, especially people of different identities within the larger spectrum. And angel dust, for instance, is fetishized in ways that, regardless if you're homosexual, if you're intersex, if you're trans, if you're a drag queen, it's a pretty deeply problematic character insofar as they're framed as reprobate. Their sin is actually tied to something that they did in real life. They're a murderer. Repenting for their sins, they become a sex worker and use that to basically debase themselves and think that they're beyond hope. The point being is that as a queer person, as a sex worker, they exist to basically devalue themselves. It's a position without value. It's a sin. And this is used by Vivzy to make lots of money by essentially pimping the character out in more ways than one. It happens diegetically within the show, but also by virtue of her making lots of money through merchandise. Angel Dust is a character that she's selling to the public, many of whom are under the age of 18 and dress up as this character who's literally a walking trope of the twink before the 90s. It's an insult, literally. Also, is everyone in the show besides Charlie a Nepo baby? Serial killers. You have the radio demon Alistair, who's a serial killer, Vox Populi, who's a serial killer, and there was another character as well who Serpentius, who saw someone who was a serial killer. So I don't know. That was another thing. And then Genocide on top of it all, where they're trying to use milquetoast white feminism to say peace is the answer, violence isn't, and we have to try and get into heaven and reform instead of revolution to get into a place, the moral territory that does genocide. The whole point of this Charlie's plan is to get into heaven and apologize for it by saying that her plan works in relation to it. I don't know, kind of weird.